La Resortera.
Hello, and welcome to Pura Vida Perspectives. Sara Elena, Jairo Cárdenas, here to bring you this new podcast called Pura Vida Perspectives. Sara, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. This has been a long time coming.
Yep.
And I'm excited to be here. So
Thank you. Thank you for being here because, like you said, it's been a while. And we've been trying to do this for how long now?
I would say a few years.
Right?
So a few years. This has been a long time coming. You first came to me years ago. Hey, Sarah, let's do a podcast. And I was like, oh, okay. Let's and then the last few months, it's just, all right, let's do it. I think it's going to be a good time.
It's finally here, and we're going to have a great time. So, for people who don't know us, my name is Jairo Cárdenas. I own a car rental here in Costa Rica. And here with me, that great one, my respects to you, Sara Elena. Sara, tell us what you do.
All right. So what I do is I do help people with their transition to Costa Rica. My job is never to tell someone to move to Costa Rica. A lot of what I do is when people have made that decision that they want to move or that they think they want to move, they want to come on a trip to check out the country, that's where we come in. We make sure that people don't make major mistakes. We assist personally with all the logistics and just assist through the whole process. And it's been a great journey.
How long you been doing this?
Let's see. Officially, the last 4 years. Unofficially, it's probably been about 5.5.
Nice. So this is us. It's for people who doesn't know who we are. We are just one Costa Rican guy that, came from the bottom. And I'm not on the top, but making my way out there. And Sara, that, it's Costa Rican now also, right?
Absolutely. And I love your story about, how far you've come in life. So, a lot of people on here probably don't know much about that.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us so this is why I like this podcast too, is the point is two different perspectives of Costa Rica.
Right.
Costa Rican, someone who's moved here from a foreign country.
Yep.
So I guess let's tell everybody how you got here.
The first thing, and I want people to know, Pura Vida Perspectives, before we go into your story, into my story. For people that hasn't been to Costa Rica and don't know what Pura Vida means a lot of stuff. It means hi, goodbye, you're welcome, how are you, thank you. So many things in one word. I personally live by the Pura Vida feeling. Like, not that I don't care what's around me or what's going on with people. But I live in a very Pura Vida style. Like, everything is fine to me. If someone is trying to bother me, I just don't pay attention to it. And I say, all right, Pura Vida. What does Pura Vida mean to you?
For me, it's, coming from North America where everything is so high paced, everyone's in the rat race. It's just go, go, go. For me personally, it means, taking a step back, relaxing, taking it slow, which I don't always do all the time. I don't, honestly. But maybe it's just, that's that general attitude of just remembering what's important in life. And I feel like the culture here has a pretty good hold on that, in terms of family values and really distinguishing, okay, what's important, maybe what's not so important. So for me, that's what it means.
And at the end of the day, that's your perspective. And that was my perspective. And this is why Pura Vida Perspectives is all about, sharing what we think of different things, not only in Costa Rica, but in life. And as you asked me about my story is we can make a movie about my story. My mom took me to the States when I was 12, 13 years old. And we moved out to the United States as immigrants. And my mom, and I'm a open it up in this, not doing probably what's legit or right, but in her best interest, for our family, we moved there as an immigrants, illegal, and she will send my passport here so I could get a stamp to come back in and, just come back and forth. And I'm going to tell you something a lot of people don't know. When I was 18 years old, I came back to Costa Rica. I wanted to just stay here. My mom stayed in the States. I learned my English in the States in Tampa, Florida. I went to school there, high school. And when I was 18, I wanted to go back to the States. And I got deported while trying to get into the States. They denied me the entrance because from the time we moved, I was 12. And when I wanted to go back, I was 18. You know, time have changed and the internet was now on, so that's just stamping the passport didn't work anymore. Now they got internet and they could look out your records. And they find out that I live in the States. So they say, you're not allowed to come back here. And they even sent me to local jail, put me on an orange jumpsuit.
Oh God.
People don't notice. Like I'm opening it up. Really,
I didn't even know this.
Exactly. No one knows this. And they put me on a jail cell with 13 other immigrants. And they didn't know how long I was going to be there. And luckily, my mom had a friend that had a travel agency back in Tampa, and she found me a ticket for the next day. So they flew me back here to Costa Rica. And ever since then, I've been working in call centers. Then I started doing sales, cold calling sales. That's where I fall in love with sales. Cold calling, like from calling UK from 2 a.m. in the morning to midday. Standing up without a chair. Air conditioning, 17 degrees. Like the lowest. And my employees will not give me a chair until I front 5 leads.
Wow.
I was crazy. But that's how I make my first dollars. And I was like, wow, I mean, is this how you make money? And then I fall in love with sales, and I've been doing them ever since. I mean, that's a crazy quick story on my life. And I've been selling cars. I've been doing real estate, like for apartments. I've been doing real estate for leasing, buildings, selling spots for buildings. I've been selling GPS. What I haven't sell until one day, a friend of my mom wanted to come to Costa Rica, and she said, "Hey, can you help me find out a car rental in Costa Rica?" And I said, "I have a friend that works at a car rental. Let me see what price I can get." And I got her the car, and then she went back to the States. Then her daughter came in, called me again. Then she told a friend, and 4.5 years later, here I am with Car Rentals Costa Rica and USA, making over 400 bookings per month.
Ooh.
Ain't that crazy?
It's amazing.
That's my story on how I am here and, where it all started.
Yeah. And honestly, I've never met anyone who's loves renting cars as much as you.
Yeah.
Ever. Like if I ever have to describe you to someone, that we're going to make that referral or, oh, you got to work with Hyro. And I'm like, trust me, there's no one ever that loves their job of renting cars more than this man.
Yeah, it's like a passion. At the end of the day, I always tell people I work with, I'm here to help. And I started this business by helping someone that didn't know, where to go to while renting cars in Costa Rica. So I'm very passionate about it. I love what I do, and it's real fun. Now you tell me how such a pretty, beautiful woman end up here in Costa Rica.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe you know a lot of my story in general, but do you remember where I was born, right?
You were born in Russia.
Yep. So I was born in Russia. It's kind of crazy to think that it's like, all right, I was in Russia and now I'm keep going further south.
Yeah.
I always joke. I say that, I was born in Russia, but my body was not made for Russia. I hate the cold, humidity. This is where it's at. So yeah, I was born in Russia, was adopted, went to the United States, grew up there. Went to college, became a social worker, and, was working out in the 9 to 5 hustle life, just like kind of everyone does after they graduate. And I've always worked since I was 13. Like, I'm not a lazy worker, but I do joke. I say I'm a horrible employee. I'm a really bad employee, but as a business owner, I'm a great business owner, but I'm not a good employee. And I was just working, and I was like, is this it? You work your way up to somewhere, and you're like, did I just do all this? Like, what's next? And when I thought about the next 5 to 10 years of my life, it was all so predictable. I felt like I knew everything that was going to come next.
Okay.
I could, okay, maybe I'll have a promotion and maybe I'll, get another pet and get married and have a kid and have, the white picket fence lifestyle. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, just knowing what was always going to come next was just so boring. I was like, I need to get out of here.
I understand you.
Yeah. And at that point in my life, I was 23. I didn't have I didn't have a home that I'd bought. I didn't have all these extra things. I was already kind of minimal at that point. I wasn't.
No
it's not
attachments.
Exactly. I didn't live in a house for 30 years that I was trying to downsize. So I packed up 2 suitcases. I had some friends that were talking about how magical and amazing Costa Rica was. I thought about other countries, so I knew I wanted to move out of the United States. I thought about Australia, but then I was okay, that's really far. I just thought, okay, foreign country, but they speak English. Sounds like they have cool wildlife. So Costa Rica was. I mean, I literally Googled a picture of a beach, and I was like, I Googled Costa Rica, saw a beautiful photo, and I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm not picky. I guess the farthest south I've been is Florida, but I'm willing to try it out. My whole family probably thought I was absolutely crazy, which is fine, rightly so. They thought it was just a phase. Packed up 2 suitcases and moved on down. And my attitude on it was, okay, well, if it doesn't work out, I'll just go back to doing what I was doing. I can always go get another apartment. I can always get another car. I had most of the things stored in my parents' basement at that point. So
But let me ask you a question. When you packed those 2 suits, were you thinking of moving for a long time, or were you thinking, all right, I'm going to go see what it is like?
no, I was moving. Like I told everyone I moved.
Without being here once?
Never had been here.
Wow.
And I did a lot of things, let's say, the wrong way. And I talk about that on a lot of my other platforms so that people don't make the same mistakes I did. I would have just been that rookie that everyone hates on Facebook of everything that I did. Came here without a solid income. Didn't know. This is so embarrassing. I mean, didn't know that I couldn't work. Like all the things that people get hated on
And
online.
you didn't know Spanish either.
Didn't know Spanish. Fluent now, thank goodness.
Yeah, I know.
But, oh man, I came and made so many mistakes. And so through the years, so after I moved, I decided I would work online because that was my only option. Mm-hmm. I had a friend who was a virtual assistant. I said, well, what do you do for work? She said, I'm a virtual assistant. I thought, okay, I'm going to do that too. So I started picking up clients over the years. I got pregnant a year after I moved, as you already know as well. Pretty much knew I was going to be single parenting it the whole time. So that's what I ended up doing. And she's just turned 7 now.
She's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love Cassandra because she cracks me up when I talk to her because she's Costa Rican. So she say, Diay, Mae, el Pura Vida. She has the Costa Rican accent and fluent in English too.
Yeah. So she started with Spanish first. And she is by genetics, half Costa Rican. I mean, she's a little tica, but she looks like a gringo, which is kind of hilarious. Like it always surprises Costa Ricans whenever all the Spanish comes out of her mouth with no accent.
Because her accent is pure Costa Rican with the R and everything.
Yep. Everything. She's so hilarious. Oh, she's a trip. So that's been a journey. That's definitely been a journey. And it led into, so actually, gosh, how did all this business start? I kind of started the business by accident. So by helping people move to Costa Rica.
Same way I started the car rental business.
Yeah.
By accident.
It was by accident. I mean, I don't believe anything in life is an accident, I guess, in that way. I'm sure it was synchronistic and maybe I was doing things along the way to like lead me to this blessing that I was able to create for, her and I. But what happened was, she was not even a year old. I was living in Dominical, then the Southern Zone, in this little, studio cabina. And I was feeling kind of depressed. I mean, to be honest with you, I was obviously having a rough time. I was in a foreign country, still did not have a total grasp on the language at that point, had a newborn, up every 2 hours, working. So, a lot of people get the luxury when baby sleeps, you sleep. No, baby sleeps, I'm working. I only took a month off of work after she was born, and I was back to hustling and working online. And I guess I just had this idea of like, maybe I'll start a YouTube channel, which is so random for me because I don't really care about social media. It's really a struggle. I've been terrible at that stuff. I'm doing better now.
Way much better.
Much better. But it's a struggle. I don't really care to be on those types of things. But I thought, okay, well, maybe this will be something creative that I'm sure no one will ever watch it, but I'll just put my story out there and see where it goes. So I started a YouTube channel, honestly thinking no one would ever watch it. It would just be buried in all the YouTube abyss.
And there's thousands of people that watch your videos. It's amazing. And I bet you don't consider yourself a YouTuber.
No, I don't even know. Like I'm like so bad with I don't even do anything with the SEO. I'm trying. It's all a work in progress. But no, I don't really consider myself much of a YouTuber. But so I just.
But I bet people that is watching this podcast on your YouTube channel right now are saying, you're definitely a YouTuber, even though you don't accept it, because you help so many people out through YouTube channels. People talk to me and say, "Hey, I saw you in a YouTube video with Sarah. She's amazing." And I tell them, and like you just said to me, and not because we're here sitting in front of each other, I have never met a more passionate person about what they do than you. I know that you love to help people out and that you talk to so many people and you make these videos with so much love, and that's why they are good. So when you started thinking that no one was going to see the videos, it turns out everybody watch your videos because you did them with passion and with love, and that's what they make them special.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's definitely been a work of love, and I like spreading the information so that also people learn from my mistakes, but also that people can see what it's like here, another perspective. And there's other people who do videos in Costa Rica too, and it's good to get these different perspectives. So that's why I'm also excited about this podcast, because we can provide these different perspectives. And the YouTube, so people started contacting me, emailing me, "Oh my gosh, you did this, I want to do it too." And I started doing these 1 hour phone calls for like a fixed rate. And then I realized everyone had all the same questions. So by 2020, pandemic stuff was going on. People wanted to get out. I made like an actual formal relocation package, and it's been busy ever since. Honestly, it's been busy ever since. Now I have employees, and it's a whole program. It's very organized, and it's been a good experience.
Do you know how many people you have moved out to live in Costa Rica on average? Number?
We have a post-move spreadsheet. Like, we're still pretty old school technologically sometimes with what we do on the back end. So we do have a spreadsheet. It's 400 something plus. Maybe that could be units of people, and some of those might be people on scouting trips too. But definitely a lot, hundreds.
People that did their due diligence, not like you just say, "Hey, I'm going out," without even seeing the country, and boom.
Exactly.
But like you say, your mistakes and things that you did wrong are helping a lot of people now. The other day we were having a conversation. You told me you just uploaded a video of how many places do you have live in Costa Rica?
20. I've been 20 homes in this country.
Well, thank God I think you have made the final home, right?
I did, and you've seen it. Yep.
And it's beautiful. And I'm happy for you because, like you say, you were 23 when you moved out here?
Yeah, 23, and now I'm 32. I'm 32.
Oh, all right. 9 years later, you have your own company, you have your gorgeous daughter, and you have your beautiful own house built by you in Costa Rica. When you move out here, did it ever occur to you that something like that was going to happen?
No, I feel like I'm going to get emotional. I mean, honestly, like never in my wildest dreams. Like, if you'd asked me 5 years ago, 6 years ago, if this would be my life today, like, I don't know if I would have believed it. It's honestly not in my wildest dreams. Like, I never could have imagined this up myself, if you know what I mean.
And I'm so happy for you because at the end of the day, now that I'm turning around, same here. I'm finishing up my house and pray to God that I'm moving next week. I have my own house, my family, my 2 daughters, my wife, my 2 dogs. And guess what? I'm allowed to go back in the States. I got my visa back.
Woo!
After 20 years, it took me 20 years to go back to the States. And Uncle Sam, if you're watching, I love you, but I'll never stay in the States living. Let me in and let me out, and we'll be there for the rest of my life because I really enjoy going out there. Like when I did my visa meeting, with the consul, like, why you want to go to the States? And I'm like, I could lie saying I want to go to Disney, but no, I want to go to concerts. I want to go to games. I want to go visit friends. I want to go to theme parks with my daughter, but most likely I just want to go to games and I just want to go to concerts. I'm a Snoop Dogg fan and I just want to see him live. I'm a Steelers fan. I want to watch my Steelers live. And that's what I do right now. I mean, thank God, that I'm able to do it. And so if we look back at life where you started it and where I started it and where we at right now, It's pretty amazing, huh?
It is amazing. And there are a lot of amazing things to do in North America, in the United States,
Yeah.
in these other countries that people come from that we don't have here. So it's nice to be able to have that option to go back. And I'm glad that you get to go do all the things that you love there too.
I think at the end of the day here, like kind of the message that we can give out people is, believe in yourself, right? Believe in what you can do, because we both started from nothing. And it's not like we're rich or we're millionaire, because it's not like that, but we have a pretty good life because we work our asses off to be where we at. And I am glad that you're sitting next to me here making this Pura Vida Perspective podcast. And let's just have some fun and let's help people out, with how we see Costa Rica from our eyes.
Yeah, I love that. I guess my big takeaway of like all the life experiences would be just go do things.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you're not going to hurt yourself or other
Exactly.
people or like take
Exactly.
some crazy major
Right.
risk.
Right.
I've always been, all right, let's do this. Like, I don't care if it's scary.
Yeah.
You're going to jump into an abyss in life and uncertainty because it is really scary. Yeah. But that's, I think, where you've gotten to where you are today. And I think that's how I've been able to accomplish certain things is just by something inside of me is telling me to go do this thing. So I have to listen to it and I have to go do it.
Like I always tell people, I didn't get to where I am by taking a no for an answer. And at the end of the day, if it makes me feel good, I'm going to do it, because we're making this podcast in English. And thanks to our friends at La Resortera, Mike and his Mauricio and his crew, he was telling me this is the first recording podcast in English that they're doing here in Costa Rica.
Really?
So we are their first customers at La Resortera that are recording in English. So my English is not perfect, and I bet in the commentaries people are gonna say, "I don't understand this guy," or "His accent is terrible." I don't care. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to enjoy myself, and I'm here to help people out the best way that I can.
No, I love it. I think it's going to be an amazing podcast. I think we're going to talk about amazing topics. I think we have both a lot of life experiences. Maybe we'll bring in a guest or two, every once in a while.
Yep.
Talk about current events and just tips for people to learn.
All right. So pretty much this is it. Are we missing anything for our first podcast, or we have everything covered up?
I don't think so. I think this is a great first episode. Hopefully you guys got to know us a little bit more, how we got to where we are, and what you can expect from the following episodes going forward. We're definitely going to be sharing tips, information, but hopefully just having fun along the way and having a genuine conversation. And, we're very good friends, so I think this is just going to be a blast. I'm excited.
This is going to be fun, and people stay tuned. I hope that everyone loves this first podcast where you got to meet a little more about Sara, a little more about me, and we're going to take it from here. This is our first time. If we did any mistakes or we didn't speak loud enough or soft enough or we stutter, I mean, it's our first shot. Give us a break here.
Yeah, we're human. It's all good.
Exactly. Thank you very much, everybody. Pura Vida Perspectives. Stay tuned. I hope everyone likes it. Thank you, Sara, and I'll see you next week.
All right. See you next week.
Pura Vida.
Esto fue una producción de La Resortera.